He was looking for photographs of UFOs. What he found was 97 computers belonging to the United States government, with the administrator password left blank. Not weak, not guessable, blank. In the year after the September 2001 attacks, a 36-year-old unemployed man in North London, working from a bedroom on a dial-up modem, walked into the networks of the United States Army, the Navy, NASA, and the Department of Defense, using software anyone could buy, and a script that simply asked each machine whether it would let him in. A great many of them said yes. He spent 13 months inside. The British High Court would later record that he had scanned over 73,000 government computers, and that the cost of repair came to more than $700,000. The Americans indicted him on 7 counts and spent the next decade trying to extradite him. He was never tried. Not in the United States, not in Britain, not anywhere. And the law had to be rewritten because of what happened to him. This is the case of Gary McKinnon. Gary McKinnon was born in Glasgow in 1966 and raised in London. He had trained as a hairdresser before moving into computers, and by 2001 he was working as a systems administrator. Competent, but unremarkable. Nobody who knew him would have described him as a threat to anything. What he had was an obsession and a great deal of time. He believed the United States government was concealing evidence of extraterrestrial contact. Specifically, he believed it was concealing recovered technology, anti-gravity propulsion, free energy systems, withheld from the public. This was not a passing curiosity. It was the organizing belief of his adult life. In February 2001, he began looking for proof. The method was not sophisticated. He downloaded a commercial remote administration tool called Remotely Anywhere, legitimate software, sold to IT departments. He wrote a simple script that scanned blocks of internet addresses on United States military networks, looking for Windows machines with a particular flaw. The flaw was not in the software. It was that thousands of administrator accounts on machines connected to the public internet had been configured with no password at all. His script asked each machine whether it would let him in. He worked at night, over a 56 kilobit dial-up modem from a bedroom in Crouch End. Downloading a single screenshot could take an hour. He used the handle solo. Over 13 months, he accessed 92 computers belonging to the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Department of Defense, and NASA, and 6 belonging to private companies. For most of that time, nobody noticed at all. What McKinnon says he found has become the most disputed part of this story, and it is worth being careful about it. He describes 2 things. The first was a spreadsheet on a machine he believed belonged to the United States Navy, headed, he says, non-terrestrial officers. Beneath it, names, ranks, and what appeared to be ship-to-ship transfer designations for vessels that do not exist in any public registry of the United States Navy. The second was an image. He says he was inside a NASA facility in Ohio, working through a machine in the imaging department, when he opened a photograph of a large object with no visible seams, no rivets, and geodesic domes on its underside, photographed above the northern hemisphere. He says the connection was so slow that the image was still resolving, line by line, when someone at the other end noticed him. The cursor moved. Somebody else had taken control of the machine. He disconnected. He has never produced either file. He was, by his own account, on a connection too slow to download them, and he did not photograph the screen. There is no independent corroboration of any of it. No file has ever surfaced. no document released under Freedom of Information has confirmed the existence of a non-terrestrial officer list. What can be established is narrower. A man in North London spent 13 months inside United States military networks, and what he was looking for while he was in there was evidence of extraterrestrial contact. Whether he found anything is unproven. That he was there is not in dispute at all. The official account is very different in emphasis. The British High Court set it out in detail in 2007, and the detail is worth hearing because it is more specific than the headline. McKinnon did not simply look. Having found machines with open Windows connections, he extracted administrative account names and passwords. He installed a commercial remote access tool called Remotely Anywhere, configured to disguise itself as part of the Windows operating system so that his access would go undetected. He then installed what the court called his suite of hacking tools and used them to scan over 73,000 United States government computers for others he could reach the same way. The machines he actually entered were these: 53 Army computers, including systems in Virginia and Washington that controlled the military district of Washington network. 26 Navy computers, including the Naval Weapons Station at Earl, New Jersey, responsible for replenishing munitions for the Atlantic Fleet. 16 NASA computers, and one belonging to the Department of Defense. He deleted critical operating system files from 9 of them. According to the judgment, that shut down the entire military district of Washington network, over 2,000 computers, for 24 hours. He deleted 2,455 user accounts from an Army machine that controlled access to a network, causing those computers to reboot and become inoperable. The cost of repair, the court recorded, totaled over $700,000. McKinnon has never denied being in those systems. What he disputes is intent and scale. He says he deleted files accidentally rather than deliberately. He says the systems were left open in a way no competent administration should have allowed. Both of those things can be true at once. A door left unlocked is still a door somebody walked through. He was arrested by the UK National High-Tech Crime Unit in March 2002, interviewed, and released. For 3 years, nothing happened. He remained at liberty in London. Then the United Kingdom brought the Extradition Act into force. Legislation passed in 2003, drafted in the aftermath of the September 2001 attacks, designed to streamline the removal of suspects to the United States. Under it, American authorities were no longer required to present evidence to a British court. They were required only to set out the accusation. In June 2005, McKinnon was arrested again. This time, the extradition machinery had somewhere to go. What followed took 7 years. He lost at the magistrate's court. He lost at the High Court. In 2008, he lost at the House of Lords, then the highest court in the country. He applied to the European Court of Human Rights, which declined to intervene. And during those proceedings, in August 2008, he was formally diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. That diagnosis changed the nature of the case entirely. It stopped being an argument about computer crime and became an argument about what extradition does to a person who is already unwell. Clinicians instructed on his behalf gave evidence that removing him from his family, his country, and his medical support to face trial in a foreign prison system carried a serious risk that he would take his own life. His mother, Janice Sharp, campaigned publicly for a decade. The case drew support across British politics and from figures with no obvious connection to it. For a period, it was one of the most recognizable legal disputes in the country. And through all of it, one question kept resurfacing because nobody could satisfactorily answer it. The alleged offenses had been committed by a British citizen in a bedroom in London on a British telephone line. Why was he being sent 4,000 miles to be tried? On the 16th of October 2012, the Home Secretary, Theresa May, rose in the House of Commons. She told the House that the statutory process under the Extradition Act had long since ended, and that the only issue remaining for her to decide was whether extradition would breach McKinnon's human rights. She said he was accused of serious crimes. She said there was also no doubt that he was seriously ill. She said she had considered the representations made on his behalf, obtained her own medical advice from practitioners recommended by the chief medical officer, and taken extensive legal advice. And then she said she had concluded that extradition would give rise to such a high risk of him ending his life that the decision would be incompatible with his human rights. The extradition order was withdrawn. It had been 10 years since the indictment. In the same statement, she announced a change to the law itself. A forum bar, a provision allowing British courts to block an extradition where the offense could reasonably be tried in the United Kingdom, and where the interests of justice favored that. It came too late to help McKinnon. It exists because of him. In December 2012, the Director of Public Prosecutions announced he would not face charges in the United Kingdom either. The evidence, held largely in the United States, could not practically be assembled for a British prosecution. No trial was ever held. There is a version of this story where Gary McKinnon is a master intruder who penetrated the most secure networks on Earth. That version is wrong, and it is wrong in a way that matters. He used commercial software anyone could buy. He wrote a script that looked for machines with no password on the administrator account. He found thousands of them inside the networks of the armed forces of the United States in the year after the most significant attack on American soil in living memory. The security failure was not his sophistication. It was the absence of basic configuration. That is the part of this case which has never been comfortably discussed, because it is far less satisfying than a story about a hacker. The systems were open. He walked in through the front. He was never tried in any country for anything. He remains, more than 20 years on, the reason a British court can refuse to send a British citizen abroad when the case could be heard at home. A man sat in a bedroom in North London looking for photographs of spacecraft. What he found was a door left open and a law that had to be rewritten because of it. If you want more of these, subscribe. A new case file every month, built from court records and primary sources. The next one is already in the queue.